Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and it is a very bad hair day. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, I need a haircut so bad, and yes, I am naturally curly, but I don't like curls on me, so it's a situation. But welcome back. I figured we'd go ahead and continue my eyeshadow collection. Oh yeah, we're here in my bedroom, so it's where the magic happens. Yeah. With Urban Decay. And Urban Decay is one of the brands that I used to heavily love back in the day when I got into makeup about 20 years ago. Um, and I'm gonna go through like basically everything that I still have from Urban Decay, what I still like to use from what I have. I used to have a lot more before, but I gave some things away when I moved. Actually, when I moved from Las Vegas back to Seattle, I had to give things away. Then from Seattle back, moving to the Netherlands, I had to give more away. But I'm gonna go ahead and go through the collection I have. I'll start with the Naked palettes and work my way up to all the other palettes I have. And I actually did not realize, but apparently I forgot that I had some eyeshadow singles from them. So let me get my stuff together and then we'll get into this video. All right, first and foremost, oh, this is a classic. Classic. Urban Decay Naked palette. I mean, this is the second one I bought, but the first one I had was the first eyeshadow palette that I had from Urban Decay. So, classic. I still think it's such a shame that they discontinued it because this is like literally everyday neutrals that you need. Oh, and of course, from there, we go to the Naked 2, which is still one of my favorite palettes of all time. Because you have the blackest black, and then you have your cool tones of these taupes, which is beautiful, and then a little bit of a lighter type of shade towards the end over here, it's a great combination. I still remember the campaign for this. Let me make sure the mirror is not going to fall out. The Naked 3. Still my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette to this day. Talk about an everyday golden hour, just a hue of those rosy pink tones, and you could just really amp it up over here. And I think I did a look one time with, what was it? Trick, which was this one right here with my fingertip. Oh, beautiful selection. And just a little side note, for a lot of photo shoots that I do, or even weddings, these are still the top 3 palettes I take to a lot of my photo shoots, to be quite honest. So from there we get into the Smoky palette, which is one of my favorites. Like, everything for a smoky, to be honest. And if you have a black eyeshadow or a deep brown or whatever, that is like the only thing you really need to add to this. But I mean, it's still brand new. I think I got this when I was working at Ulta because it kept going on sale all the time. Like, I still have the sticker on there. I have not touched it yet. But yeah, Smoky palette. And I think that was about the time where I wanted to stop buying Urban Decay, but my husband surprised me with the Naked Heat for Valentine's Day. I did play around with this a little bit. It's very warm, but I do think it's a great addition to if you have any other warm eyeshadow palettes. But I do love the warm browns that you have here, and really into this like deep purplish brown, which is really beautiful. And of course the shimmers in here, cannot hate on it. And the last palette I bought from the Naked series, I still want the ultraviolet, but I'm not gonna get it because I don't know why here in the Netherlands they took them out of EC So we went to Germany recently for Christmas, and even there a lot of the Urban Decay gondola and everything is taken out. They just had a few things, and they had the ultraviolet palette, and I wanted it so bad. But the Naked Wild West, oh gosh, I bought this I think last summer, and I only bought it because it was like 20 euros. It was on sale because they're discontinuing Urban Decay and EC Paris, so figured why not get it. I haven't touched it yet. I do want to do palette focus on this because this is such a beautiful color, and I do love this silver and this. But if you take those three shades out, then it's just another neutral palette, to be honest. So that is the Naked series. Let me go ahead and let me get the things I have for like the actual palette, other palettes from Urban Decay. All right, so we're gonna go into these. Urban Decay was one of the brands that actually had where you actually buy this and you could actually do 6 or 4. So I did one with 6, and I think these were like $19 each, or maybe $18 or $17 each for the eyeshadows. So I didn't realize how silver that looks on screen. Buck eyeshadow, which I use for a lot of brows. I just help to a lot of my models, a lot of shoots. I actually use this for more of a natural type of color. Is a Buck eyeshadow from Urban Decay, and I think Buck is in Naked palette 1. Double check. Yep, it's in here also because that's when I started to dip into it to fill in brows actually for a lot of my models. Next one, right next to it. Oh Jesus! Oh! Got it. What is it? Virgin. Great brow highlight. So that's the next one right next to it. Next to Virgin is, I think, ABC. Walk of Shame, which is like a matte. So that's the Walk of Shame. Just like a very matte, typical, all over the lid to the brow. This purple, I believe, is Psychedelic Sister. Nope, wrong. Rockstar. Like Urban Decay was known for purples, so I had to get it. And this blue, Radium. I mean, doing this as a base and putting the eyeshadow topper from Pat McGrath's Subliminal. Is it Subliminal? That like violet, white, gold on top of this. Ooh, I should do a look like that. And then the last one in here, I believe, is Verve, which is like a cool tone. It looks silver on screen, but in person it's like a, yeah, a very cool tone silver basically. So this is my go-to palette, and for pops of colors, that's why I have it. Next is when they did the collaboration with Oz. I think it was, this one's the Glinda palette, and the other one was whatever the other character was in it. What is this? Oz the Great and Powerful. And this one was when they introduced the two shadows in one, which you can see here. And this one is also in this palette as well, even though they claim that these were all brand new. What is it? Leo and Brixton right here is the same as this one basically, but this one obviously has a lot more pigmentation, but I haven't touched this one really. So the pink one in here, Magic, beautiful pink. And I think this one, what was this one called? Aura. And I think after this is kind of when they came out with that duochrome highlighter, because I actually did use it as a highlighter a little bit. This dark purple is Tornado, which is beautiful. Let me actually hold up, what is this? Rockstar next to Tornado, so you can see the difference. Obviously this has more of that like cool muted tone purple, and this has just a hint more of a vibrant purple. Or maybe they're the same in person, or maybe they are the same, I don't know. But Tornado. The one beneath Tornado, it's like a peach. It's a beautiful, I haven't seen a color like Illusion. It's such a beautiful, like almost like a powder peach, or like a sorbet type of peach. It's just such a beautiful color. Next to that is another gold and silver. Actually, that looks like a blue undertone on camera, which is called Oz. Okay, there we go. There's another duochrome. Beautiful eyeshadow. And then the last one in here is South, which is more like a yeah, like another silver basically. But yeah, this is the Oz, and these eyeshadows were 1.5 grams each, so you get a lot of product from these eyeshadows. And I think I literally only bought this because of the purple. Was it the it was because of the purple. Anytime there's a purple or a blue in an eyeshadow palette, I will buy it most of the time. Which brings me to this. The collaboration with Christine Leanne. I did a palette focus on this. Again, these three colors right here were the only reason why I bought this. Beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow palette. This Corona for summer, one swipe on the lid, you're done, you're good to go. If that's really want, and maybe like a pop of this, one of these in the inner corner, oh, golden. The 13th floor is pitch black. I would have to say it's probably as equivalent to blackout, but just like a hint, just a skew deeper, which is beautiful. Of course, beautiful, beautiful color to have. Lime Time, beautiful lime. Spitfire reminds me of a duochrome from one of the Vice palettes, which I will show you guys in a bit. But glad I have it, keeping this. I was gonna give it away, but I think I did 13 looks or 12 looks with this eyeshadow palette, and I barely even hit, I barely even made a dent in this, to be quite honest. So glad I have it, keeping it. Classic, classic, classic. The Urban Decay Naked, what is it called? Ultimate Basics Naked, which was all the mattes basically, except for this one has like a hint of a sheen to it, but besides that, all mattes. And yes, I still haven't touched this yet. I know, but I was thinking of doing an all matte look, and I was thinking of doing this palette, so we'll see how we get into that. Next, I'm gonna get into my Vice palettes, so let me go get those ready and we will get right into those. So now the thing with these, I remember when the first Vice palette came out and I didn't buy it, and it had the matte blue in there, which was called Chaos, which now they have as an eyeliner, and I think like as a shadow stick that you could put on. I didn't buy it, and ever since then I told myself I need to start buying palettes, even if it's just for one color or something like that, because you never know when I might not be able to see it again. And that's kind of when the whole palette craze for me started. So I don't have Vice Palette 1, but I have Vice Palette 2, which I think this was the last one that I bought from Sephora. This was when I was living in Seattle and I was working at Bellevue at Bare Minerals. So I bought it, and this one fell out and it broke the moment it hit the floor. And it was such a beautiful coax. It was such a beautiful pink shade, but I bought this one for, what is this shade called? Madness and Damaged. Also for this one right here, which is Prank. I mean, these are colors you can't really get anymore. And like these violets and these purples, beautiful colors to have as well. And these mattes are like beautiful transition shades just to have as well. Like this was such a beautiful oil. Oh gosh, what is it called? Lovesick and Smokeout. Is that what it's called? These two blacks with like a shimmer in it are beautiful to have. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I still have this. Like, yeah, I do want to do palette focuses with these. Now, this one I believe was this the second one? Or was this one the second one? I believe this was Vice Palette 3, I think. Or it might have been this one. I don't know. But there's this one. And same thing. You can't find colors like these anymore. Like this is just such a classic. And all the mattes right on this side. Beautiful, beautiful curation. Now, the colors that I mainly bought this palette for was Heroine, and Dragon. Is that Dragon? Yeah, Dragon, this green. Like these are, and this whole warm pinky type of vibe thing going right there. Beautiful. Beautiful color. And Bobby Dazzle, they turned that into lipstick. It's just like these are just colors you can't really find anymore. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Right there, boom. So there's that row, then that row, then this row, and then that row, and then you have your mattes. Last but not least, this Vice palette. And these are still literally like, oh, I remember this, when this palette came out, this was like such a must-have, and people were looking for a dupe of it, and I think also one in Modern Renaissance. But these, same thing, you have your, what is it, 4 mattes in here? So these 3 are mattes, and this one's also a matte. But the main reason why I bought this palette was because of this one, Grasshopper. And this one also. And this one also, to be honest. And for this one. But this is like just such a beautiful, like you have your cool tones right here, which is more of like a taupey cool. And then you get a little bit of these jeweled colors. Then you really get into this. And then that green. Even this orange up here is so beautiful. And then this one as well. What is that orange called? Flame, Fastball, 1985. That's what it was called. 1985 reminds me a little bit of Spitfire. But Spitfire has more of that duochrome shift for 1985. Which obviously is, this one is more of that dominant color. Yeah. I need to do looks with these. So, let me get my eyeshadow singles ready, and then I will show you. I think that's about all I have of Urban DeCay. I had a lot more. I did have a lot more, but I had to get rid of that stuff. So let me get those. So I have about 10 single eyeshadows from Urban DeCay, maybe 11 or 12, because I have a bag upstairs that also has some makeup in there that I'm getting rid of. And I think Bordeaux is one of this eyeshadow singles in there, but let me go and start with this one. This is their, what is this one? It was a glittery one. And this one is called the Glitter Rock Eyeshadow. I mean, perfect for New Year's. And I know they did a palette with all of these in it. So those were like the glittery sparkle. Blackout, I had to have blackout. Like this is my ultimate black that I constantly use all the time to smoke out anything. Like this is better than the Carbon from MAC, in my opinion. You could probably hear the rain. It's that time of year. This is Psychedelic Sister. I knew I had it. Here we go. Psychedelic Sister is such a beautiful purple, like with a hint of violet almost. One of my favorites. What else do I have? This one is Relish. One of their matte. And then they also had an orange one, which I forgot what that one was called, but Relish was more of their bringing in their warm mattes. This one is called, oh, here it is, Bordello. I don't even know how to explain this one, but it's like I've seen it on camera. This is definitely more of a taupe, almost. Who do I have next? This is one of their golds, Baked. I mean, these are shadows you really can't find anymore. Glad I kept these. Fireball. Fireball was that duochrome shadow, and they turned this into a highlighter. Fireball and Half Baked, or was it Sinner? It was either Fireball or Sinner. eyeshadow, I mean Sinner, I think it was Sinner, Original Sin was like another eyeshadow I used as a highlighter, and they actually made it into a highlighter, which was amazing. Loaded. Here we go. One of those beautiful greens that they had. And these are all still 1.5 grams worth of product. So these are a lot of products. A little bit will go a long way. And I think this is Free Love. Another type of duochrome, kind of. And this one kind of reminds me a little bit of the Pat McGrath Divine Rose. That duochrome, shifty thingy, baked gelée type of eyeshadow. And Woodstock. I mean, it's just such a classic type of... This looks a lot more vibrant on camera. Glad I have these. So, and that is my Urban Decay eyeshadow collection. I used to have... Gosh, what else did I have? I had the Alice in Wonderland Looking Through the Mirror eyeshadow palette. And then I think I had a few other ones when they had their little Naked on the Go palettes as well. I think I had both of those, which came with like a lipstick, I think like a liner, and then it had 4 or 5 different eyeshadows in there, then 2 different types of blushes, and then I think like a highlighter, or Naked on the Go, Naked on the Run, or something like that. I used to have that as well, but I had to give it away. But this is my Urban Decay eyeshadow collection, and Urban Decay was one of the brands that I was hardcore die fan, convincing people this is the best brand in the world, especially when they came out with their foundations. Beautiful, beautiful foundations, which I still use for a lot of my photo shoots of what I have left of the foundations. But yeah, this is my Urban Decay collection. I think next I'm gonna do Anastasia Beverly Hills, because I'm really trying to think of like what I have a lot of. But yeah, so I have a lot of classics. These 3 are still my go-to, to be honest. I think from the Naked 3, Blackheart, such a classic black. It's like a black or maybe a dark purple with these reflects of almost like a cherry type of fine glitter in there, or pinkish type of fine glitter. Yeah, of course a lot of the stuff is still yet to be touched, but yeah, hope you guys enjoy. See you next video, and stay warm and stay dry because it is raining cats and dogs here in the Netherlands right now. Bye. Just kidding. I completely forgot that I had also the Basquiat collection. 2 of the palettes from Basquiat. The first one, I don't know if this actually had an actual name. Jean-Michel Basquiat. I think they're both Jean-Michel Basquiat. Alright, so this one was the more colorful one, which obviously reasons why I bought it was because of the color. Mainly for this blue and this one and the greens. Only reason why I bought this palette. But I mean, this is almost like a type of blue I've always been wanting. And the fact that it's a matte, deep ocean blue, like, I mean, come on. And then you got these greens, and then you have like this dark, then that purple, and that pink. Oh. It is just, this one like, I had to get, and the fact that you could actually hang it up as art. I wish Urban Decay did a lot more promotion, but a lot more videos around this, because I mean, he's such an amazing artist, so expressive, so creative, so beautiful art, so colorful, and yet it was just kind of like, hey, we did this and then next thing, which a lot of brands do, but it is what it is. This one was definitely more of the nudes, which is also very, very beautiful. I only bought these literally again for the blue, like I told you guys before, and this gold. These 2 are the only 2 reasons why I bought this, but like these nudes are beautiful, and then these really cool tones, like it's just so freaking amazing. like I said, these are colors you can't really find anymore, and I'm glad I kept these. So that is my Urban Decay collection. I'm trying to think if there's maybe some eyeshadows I have somewhere. No, there's my Urban Decay eyeshadow collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, more videos coming. I mean, beautiful. Anyways, I'll see you guys next video. Bye.